you say, we've talked about this before, at the risk of this interview becoming like Groundhog Day, we also talked before about what your position was on having another referendum on membership of the EU. And I didn't really understand it, and I considered signing up for a postgraduate course so I could maybe find out what the SNP position was. But I haven't done that yet, so I'll give you another chance. Can you actually give us a very simple and intelligible position on whether or not you're in favour of another referendum on membership of the EU?
My answer will be exactly the same as it was 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry it baffled you. We believe that there should be, of course, the chance for the people of Scotland to say what they think of the Brexit position, but that can't be a repeat of 2 years ago. In other words, Scotland can't vote one way and the rest of the UK vote the other. That's a simple proposition. I don't think you really need another course to understand it.
I think I do, actually, because what are you saying? Are you saying you'd be in favour of a UK-wide referendum on membership of the EU, but if Scotland voted to stay and the rest of the UK voted to leave, that would automatically mean Scottish independence? Is that what you're saying?
Well, what I'm saying, Gordon, is very, very clear indeed. I believe that people have the right to say, but I don't believe that the people of Scotland should be trumped in that right by everybody else as they were 2 years ago. This is far too important an issue for that. So we have to find an arrangement that makes that happen. I've been saying that for months, and I don't know why it comes as a surprise or a headache to you. The reality is that is a simple proposition which can easily be encompassed. I believe that the people have the right to vote. I believe that the people of Scotland have the right to say what happens if they vote in a certain way.
Okay, and so I'm clearly just very dim. What would happen if a majority of people in Scotland voted again to stay in the EU, but the rest of the UK voted to leave? What would happen?
Well, that has to be laid out before the vote takes place. That's what I'm saying. Now, quite clearly, in those circumstances, there would be a question, would that be a recognition that Scotland wished to be independent? What it would not do is confirm a status quo, because there is no status quo. That's gone. That's finished. What the UK have done is trampled over the status quo. If they are determined upon a Brexit, then at some stage the people of Scotland will have to be able to say whether they want that or whether they want to be independent.
Okay,
that is quite clear.
But
what the mechanism for that is, Gordon, is whether it is the people's vote or another vote is absolutely clear. Democracy should rule. There's a stunning concept for you. Democracy should rule.
It sounds like you're veering towards saying that should that eventuality arise, you'd declare UDI.
No, absolutely not. There's no such thing. And how could you declare UDI if you had a vote? I think perhaps the course you want to study is basic constitutional theory. UDI doesn't involve votes.
Yes, but if Scotland voted to stay and the rest of the UK voted to leave, you seem to be saying that would be a mandate for independence.
Well, if that's what it said at the start of the process, if that's what was understood, if that was what was on the tin, then that would be the case. But there's nothing confusing about this. Scotland has to have a chance to say, does it want British Brexit, which I have to say, no matter what, will be damaging and might be a no-deal Brexit. That's what they've been talking about this week again. In fact, preparations are being upped for a no-deal.
All right, Luke,
or does it want to be a normal nation within the EU?